Hey artists, today we're going to draw and paint this daffodil with an Easter egg. Make sure you have a pencil, an eraser, Sharpie, watercolor paper, watercolor paints, a glass of water, paintbrushes, and a paper towel. It's important to have the correct supplies for this style of painting, especially the watercolor paper and the Sharpie. Let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start with my pencil, and we're going to start right about here on our paper and draw kind of a squiggly circle shape or oval shape. We're going to draw a smaller oval shape inside of that, and then we're going to draw kind of this C shape off of that. That is the inside of the daffodil. Then we're going to go ahead and start drawing the petals, so just a curved shape up and down like that. Then we're going to add another petal over here, down here, and then two more off the other side, just like that. I'm going to draw a stem coming off of our flower. On this one over here I have this little bump out, but I think the bump would be back behind my petal on this one, so I'm not going to add it to this one. I'm just going to draw a stem down like this, like that, and then we're going to draw two big leaves, so curved up, and it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Can kind of make it a little bumpy, and then another one up like this. You can see for this one over here, I made this leaf in front of this one, so you can't see all of this leaf. All right, and then we're going to draw in an egg. I'm going to make this egg kind of overlap just because my leaf is a little bit bigger on this second drawing here, and it's okay if your drawing is a little bit different too. So we're just drawing a big oval shape. I'm going to draw some designs on my egg. Over here I have some zigzags, so just up and down, but you can do polka dots or hearts or maybe even an Easter bunny, whatever you want to draw on your egg. So I have some zigzags, and then I have a little circle on the bottom, circle on the top. Kind of made my circle a little bit bigger on the top this time. You can actually make your egg a little bit more pointy near the top rather than perfectly oval. See, I'm just kind of going over my lines. And then when I go back with my Sharpie, I'll make sure to make that a little bit thinner. That's more of an egg shape than just an oval. You can kind of see over here. It's a little bit pointier up here than it is at the bottom. And then we're going to draw some zigzaggy grass, just however you want, up and down like that. All right, and then we're just going to go ahead and take our Sharpie and go over all of those pencil marks that we made, and then we'll move on to our next step. You can also add some like darker lines or thicker lines around certain parts of your flower, like this outside, and then the petals. Maybe the stem could be thinner and this egg could be a little bit thicker on the outside but thinner on the inside. That just makes it have a little bit more dimension. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started with my marker. Okay, I'm all done with my marker. My marker wasn't working very good. I think this will be the last video that marker is in. We're going to go ahead and take our erasers now and erase any pencil marks that we still see. All right, next thing we're going to do is start painting. So we're going to go ahead and grab our paper towel and a paintbrush, and we'll go ahead and wet our paintbrushes, and we're going to start with the middle of the flower. So we're going to grab some orange paint and start along this edge here. We're going to make that edge a little bit darker, and then even right along here can be a little bit darker. So I'm just going to fill those in first, and then I'm just going to take a little bit of water and kind of blend it in so it's a little bit lighter in the middle there, like that. And if you want to add a little bit more paint to either side, you can, and it'll kind of blend itself since it's wet. just like that. All right, and then we're gonna fill in this side. So this middle part here, you wanna be darker. So I went ahead and filled that in first, and then I'm gonna rinse my brush, and I'm just gonna take a little bit of that paint and blend it out into the rest of that part of the flower. And blend in whatever you need to. While we have our orange, I'm just gonna go ahead and add the orange that I want on my egg. If you wanna make your egg different color, that's totally fine. You might even have different shapes in your egg, so you do whatever you want with that. But if you're doing the same as me, then we're just gonna fill this in with orange. I'm gonna make it a little darker here at the bottom where there would be some shadow here by the grass. Maybe even along this side of the egg. Okay, so that's all for my orange. So I'm gonna rinse off my brush pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and start with some yellow. So I'm gonna grab my yellow here, and I'm gonna start at the inside of this flower where it would be darker. As you move out, it'll get lighter and lighter. So I'm gonna put all my darker paint in first, like this. So this is the darker portion of the flower. All right, and then I'm gonna take some water, and I'm just gonna blend it out. Okay, and drag it this way. Just like that. And just keep blending until you're happy with what you have. And we will move on. Again, I have some yellow on my egg, so I'm going to go ahead with my yellow and just fill that in since we're already doing yellow. I'm going to make it a little bit darker along this side of the egg. A little darker over here and lighter as we move up. And again, a little darker here and lighter as we move up. Okay. All right, next we're gonna do some green. So I'm gonna actually make this big leaf wet first. Just like that. You don't want it super wet, just kind of a little bit wet. Then grab your green, and we're gonna start along this line here. This will be the darker part of the leaf. And then also it'll be dark right along here and down here at the bottom. So here's all your darker spots. And then we're gonna take some water and blend. Just like that. All right, we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Darker down here. Also right along this egg is gonna be a shadow. And then fill it in with some water, and that blends it. You wanna add some more dark, you can, until you're happy with it. Then we're gonna just fill in the stem. Okay, so I'm gonna make it a little bit darker right in here where that flower would be making a shadow. Right up here, and then down here where the leaf would be making a shadow. Just like that. While we have our green, let's go ahead and fill in some grass. So what I did for the grass is just kind of took my wet paintbrush, went along there. And you don't have to make a perfectly straight line. It can just kind of be scribbly at the bottom there. It'll kind of fade off into the paper. And then I went back in with my green and just kind of like this. You can make it uneven. Doesn't need to be blended perfectly. You can even do kind of like X's. This is what the X's would look like. If you want to take some more water and blend that down a little bit to make it softer, you can do that just like this. Okay, and then I'm going to do the last two colors of my egg, which I have blue and purple. So take my blue and make it a little darker on this side like we did before. Kind of blend it up. Need a little bit more blue. I actually even made it a little bit darker on this side with the blue. Kind of makes the egg look more rounded, like a real egg. Okay, and then we're going to do purple. Again, I'm going to make it a little bit darker on this side, lighter in the middle, and then darkest down here. Just like that. All right, I think I'm all finished with my painting. If you enjoyed doing this art project with me, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to see when I release new videos. I would love to make art with you again soon. Most importantly, keep creating. See you in the next video. Bye.